Okay, so Dave believes we haven't read enough. So we're gonna do The Princess and the Pea. Tell me when you're ready, almighty David of Derpville.
My name's just Dave, and it's Dave Strider. Not
Sir Dave Strider.
Cronus, don't start.
Right, okay.
Go.
The Princess and the Pea. Once upon a time, there lived the prince who wished more than anything to find a princess to marry. He traveled far and wide, and although he met many princesses, none of them was quite what he wanted. Some were too stout, some were too tall, some were too serious, and some were too silly. Not one of them was everything a real princess should be. Well, that's because they're people. Shallow. And so the sad prince returned home. Soon after his return, there was a terrible storm all around the palace. The lightning flashed, the thunder roared, and the rain poured down fiercely. That night there came a knocking at the palace gate, and the old king went to answer it. A princess stood there, but what a sight she was! Rain streamed down from her long hair, and her clothes were muddy and torn. Her shoes were so full of water that it poured out from her toes and heels. Why do your shoes, especially in that era, retain so much water? I love fairy tales. Yet she insisted that she was a real princess. We'll soon find out if that's true, thought the old queen. But she said nothing. Instead, she went to a bedchamber and laid a single pea beneath the mattress. She ordered her servants to pile 19 more mattresses on top of the pea and 20 eider-down quilts on top of the mattress. The queen then led the princess to the bed and bid her good night. The next morning, the princess was asked how she had slept. Oh, she replied, very badly indeed. I don't know of what could have been in that bed, but it was very hard and uncomfortable. I'm black and blue all over. It's terrible. And then everyone in the palace knew that she must have been a princess. For she had fed the pea right through the 20 mattresses and 20 eider-down quilts.
I knew you'd have this reaction. You okay?
No! I give up! Surely only a real princess could do that. Yeah, his name is Eridan. If you want to meet him, go right on ahead. So the prince took her for his wife because he knew that she was a real princess, and they lived very happily together. As for the pea, it was put in the museum where it can still be seen, and so ends a true story. I would not marry a woman like that. I would not. I would not. No. Never. I don't care. I wouldn't marry someone like that. Complain, 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 huh? I can see it now. That would not be a happily ever after. That would be me deciding that sleeping on the couch was better than sharing a bed with you. Alright, so we're gonna read a bunch of Mother Goose's nursery rhymes. I'm gonna read them quickly, and we will end the video after that, huh? Alright. Humpty Dumpty. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty Dumpty together again. So they had eggs for breakfast, lunch, and dinner to clean up the town. Don't want Yoko all over everything, do ya? Right. There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread, and she whipped them all soundly and put them to bed. I like that one. We should use that every time Eridan complains. There was a crooked man, and he walked a crooked mile. He found a crooked sixpence against a crooked style. He bought a crooked cat, which caught a crooked mouse, and they all lived together in a little crooked house. Sounds like the Emperor family. Really, you should meet mine. They're characters. Hey diddle diddle, the cat and the fiddle, the cow jumped over the moon. The little dog laughed to see such sport, and the dish ran away with the spoon. How sweet. This little piggy went to market, this little piggy stayed home, this little piggy had roast beef, this little piggy had none. This little piggy went wee, 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 all the way home. One of my favorites. The lion and the unicorn were fighting for the crown. The lion beat the unicorn all about the town. Some gave them white bread and some gave them brown. Some gave them plum cake and drummed them out of town. And probably the most morbid out of all of these, Mistress Mary quite contrary, how does your garden grow? With silver bells and cockle shells and pretty maids all in a row.
Want to explain why that one's a little bit?
I'll leave that to you. You're more the history buff, aren't you?
It's said that poem is based off one of the queens who decided to bathe in the blood of her maids, believing that it would make her younger and prettier. In truth, it probably just made her dead.
With all the diseases that spread around that time?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Well, let's take a look at the Black Plague from human history.
Mm-hmm.
That's some crazy stuff.
Yeah. Like people catapulting people over walls.
Yeah. Catapulting the bodies of the sick over the walls. That was the first bio-warfare.
Yeah.
Documented in human history. We also have the reason that it was so bad to have mass graves around that time. Rats would get in, and well, the plague came over from boats on rats and the fleas on the rats, and around that time they killed off cats that were out after dark because they were said to be witches' familiars. And so there were no cats to kill the rats, and so the plague spread from them to humans. And then we had the humans had mass graves, and the rats would go in and eat the corpses and contract the plague again and then continue spreading it. So
Wasn't this supposed to be story time, not history time?
this was supposed to be story time. I apologize.
Well,
My vast knowledge on human history.
time to end it here, I believe.
Yep. Well, anyway, happy birthday, Axel. I love you. And I can't wait to talk to you again. Right.